So this is a Parweld XTE 181C machine. It's one in a range of 3 machines, a 171, 181 and 201. All the machines are the same in terms of the layout. The only difference is the operating amperage. So we're going to run through the 181, but in reality the larger and small machines are the same configuration, just different output currents. So on the front of the machine, controls wise, you've got the on-off switch, wire speed control and 8-step voltage control. For machines in this sector, having 8 steps is a big advantage because you can fine-tune the operating voltage much closer than with competitors' machines where you may have fewer steps. So it's a big plus point on this equipment. Euro connection for the torch, so it's easy to connect and disconnect the torch, and a 1025 DIN socket for the earth lead. Round to the back of the machine. So on the rear of the machine, cooling fan, gas inlet connection, mains cable entry, obviously there's a cylinder stand and a retention chain for the cylinder. Because of the size of the machine, it's only rated for bottles up to 1 meter in height. Any bigger than that, you come across stability issues with such a small compact machine. So only up to 1 meter high bottles can be used on the rear tray. We're now going to have a look inside the wire feed cabinet. So the cabinet door on the side of the machine hinges up. So inside the cabinet you've got a aluminium single roll drive feed box with tension adjustment, polarity switchover that allows you to use gasless wires by reversing the polarity. You can weld with gasless wires. The spool holder here, this will take a full 300mm 15 kilo spool, but also comes with an adapter sleeve so that you can just put a 5 kilo spool on and it's still correctly aligned with the feed mechanism. So we'll just load up a spool of wire onto there. And you can see how that works. Put the spacer on. Because it's a smaller spool, we use the spacer sleeve. And fasten the lock nut up. Keep some tension on the wire there. This machine's ideal for use with 0.6, 0.8 wires, and comes with the appropriate rollers for those sizes when it's delivered. So we feed the wire through the inlet guide here and into the capillary tube, and just manually feed it through until we see it come out the front of the machine for a couple of inches. Push down the pressure roller and lock it in position. Want to sort of back the tension off as much as you can, and then we'll connect the torch up and we can test it. So we're going to offer the torch up onto the front of the machine. We've got the wire protruding at the front there, a couple of inches. So we take the liner inlet, align it with the wire, and just rotate the torch until the gas pin lines up, and then screw it in. So that's now connected up, and we need to connect the work return lead into the DIN socket, push it in and twist to lock. So now we've got everything set up on the machine, so we can go and plug it into the power and do some welding with it. So we're now going to do some welding with this machine. We're going to demonstrate it at the top end, towards the top end of the machine initially. So I'm going to set the voltage around about number 5, number 6 on the voltage setting, and the wire speed likewise somewhere around 8 or 9 as an initial setting. Once we start welding, we'll fine tune the voltage as required once we're welding. So I'm just going to check the gas flow, just adjust it to about 12. Okay, so we've got some 6mm plate here. We're just going to do a little test weld, check the parameters that we rough set before in case we need to tweak those, and then we'll do a longer bead. Okay, so we probably just need a little bit more wire feed there. Okay, so now we're going to use the machine on 0.8 material. So we're going to wind the voltage right back down to 1, the minimum setting, and put the wire somewhere around 3 to 4. Again, we'll fine tune that just when we do a short weld and adjust it accordingly once we've done a weld. So now we're set up to weld on the thin material with the 0.6mm wire fitted in the machine. Okay, so we've got some 0.8mm mild steel plate. We've set it up in a lap joint configuration. Typical of what you're going to do is sort of auto body repair. We'll start doing some little spot welds to tack it all together, and then we'll do some stitch welds to sort of fuse all the plate. Using 0.6mm wire now, and obviously we set the machine at the bottom end. There we go, all stitched together.